Okay, so my name's Tommy. What's your name?
Hannah.
Hannah?
I don't know.
Okay. This is my friend Matt.
Matt.
And, okay, so the question we're asking is, who do you think Jesus is and why? And just be totally
I don't
honest.
know. I'm Jewish.
That's such an interesting response. I've heard that a lot, and it's like almost like sometimes Jewish people don't think that they can have an opinion about this.
Well, I don't know who Jesus is. Like
Okay.
I don't really think about Jesus.
Okay. Do you have like any thoughts about who he is? Like, okay, so do you think he could possibly be the Messiah?
Whoa. No, I don't know. No. I don't think so.
Okay, how come?
I don't have a good answer for that.
Okay, you don't have an answer. If you don't, I'm not being combative or anything, okay? But if you don't feel like you have a good answer for that, why do you so
Why am I a no?
Why is it so confidently
Yes.
no? Yeah.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. I'm not sure.
Okay. I appreciate your
Maybe.
openness and humility. That's
Not no. Maybe not a no. A maybe.
a maybe. Okay, that's a very. I appreciate that answer very much, and I don't usually get that answer from a lot of people who I talk to who are Jewish.
Okay.
But is it okay if I just toss out one or two quick ideas to
Sure.
chew on? Okay. So the Hebrew Bible, or what Christians call the Old Testament, makes some really interesting predictions about the Mashiach, or the Messiah. It says obviously this person is going to be Jewish, and this person is going to be like the biggest deal in all of history. He's going to change the world. History will hinge on his life. He's going to be the central figure of all history. And it says that he's going to preach a message of righteousness to the world, that the Gentiles will put their hope in him. In the prophet Daniel and in the prophet Isaiah, it talks about someone who will make an atonement for sin somehow, right? And it gets pretty specific about where he will be born and even when he has to come. Yeah, I'd be happy to show you these things if you want. And it even talks about someone who will be, this is what it says in the prophet Isaiah, someone who will be rejected by his people, right? And you gotta go. Right. So, but just going with the basic profile of the Messiah. He's Jewish, and he's the most influential figure of all time.
Yes.
Right. So that actually happened, right? A Jewish man came along. His name is Yeshua. We call him Jesus in English today, and he's the most influential figure of all time. And that's a big deal. I mean, that's a very unlikely thing to have happened, but it did happen. What do you think about that? Is this bothering you? Should I turn this off? Because I don't want it to be a distraction or to make you feel like you are being tested or something.
No.
Okay.
I honestly I'm not very religious at all in any way. So I'm very shocked by the information because I didn't pay attention in Hebrew school.
Okay.
So, I'm not so sure.
Okay.
But it's cool information.
Okay. Is it okay if I give you one more quick thought?
If it's quick.
Okay.
Yeah, we just have a reservation today.
Okay, I'll be very quick. So if you read the Hebrew Bible front to back, particularly when it comes to the story of Israel, right? There's a pattern that emerges where most of the people of Israel don't really listen to God.
Okay.
And this is why he's always sending them prophets, like people to call them back to faithfulness to God.
Okay.
But most of them don't really listen. They keep on wandering off, and eventually God sends them off into exile in Babylon, right? But the pattern is that only a few of them really get it. Only a few of them really listen. Only a few really get God's heart and are faithful to him. Most of them don't really listen.
Like the religious people?
The people of Israel.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Okay, just
so
in general.
carrying that, moving forward with that pattern, right? Is it such a surprise that the Messiah would come and most of his people would miss him? would not recognize him and would just, and he comes and he goes, and then
Maybe it's possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe.
that's all. That's all. That was the idea.
Interesting.
Okay.
What's the relation that you two have? Like,
We're both Christians.